Okay, hi, welcome to part 6 of the tutorial. In the last video, I showed you how to run a procedural run the procedural modification technique for generating bugs. Now what we're going to do is try another bug generation technique, which is using a language model to generate buggy implementations or buggy implementations of a function. So similar to before, if you look under SWE-Smith in terms of kind of where all of this code is located, if you look at the under the LLM folder, this is where we keep all of our functionality for how to generate bugs with language models. And the script that we're going to be calling specifically is this rewrite.py script. I'll open the help again so you can kind of see what goes into the script. But basically, yeah, you're going to provide the repository similar to before. And then there's two arguments you want to pay attention to here. The first one is the config file. So we provide a couple config files already, but basically this is essentially like the set of prompts that you're going to feed in to the language model, asking it to create a bug, or in this case, with the language model rewrite technique, what we're actually doing is only providing the function header and docstring for a function and asking it to re-implement the function. So sometimes it gets it right, but the bugs that we're looking for, the task instance candidates that we're looking for, are when the language model does it incorrectly. So anyway, I will now run this. And as part of making this run successfully, you will need to provide your own GPT-4o or Claude 3.7 or whatever language model you use. You have to put the key in the .m file. I'm not going to open it because I don't want to leak my own keys. But then SWE-Smith uses Light LLM to make API calls. So just make sure that whatever you put in there is compatible with their infrastructure. So usually, in this case, I'm going to use Anthropic's Claude 3.7, and so you're just going to want to do Anthropic API key, and then just put this inside .NET. Cool. But anyway, I'm going to call it on this repository, and I'm going to do this. The model will be, and then I actually myself forgot how to do this. So we also provide this buggen.sh script. You can think of it as just your cheat sheet for running any of the scripts that we make available in SWE-Smith. And so the one that we're looking for is specifically this one. So I'll just plug in Anthropic, and for now, I'll just do functions. And then again, I'm just going to limit this to like 20 bugs so that things run within the span of this video. Oops, file. And then you can point this to config/buggen lm write. Okay, and now this should work. Cool. Okay, so what's going on? It cloned the repository, extracted sort of entities, in this case, just functions. It found 20 of them since we specified this kind of max bugs limit, and now it's going to prompt Claude 3.7 to do rewrites of those functions. So again, anytime that you run any one of these bug gen techniques, the artifact is always going to be in the bug gen folder under the logs. So you can kind of go here and look. There we go. So each of the bug candidates is saved as a .diff file, which is essentially the representation of the patch, which is a change that is going to be made to the repository to attempt to create a bug. And in a later video, I'll show you how to actually validate which task instance candidates actually break existing tests. But as you can see, this is the product of like an LM rewrite bug. So the minuses in this case will refer to what the original function looked like. And then the pluses are going to